Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning. Um, Nayeli is patiently waiting. I want to jump right into some of the questions because a lot of you have been asking questions prior to the live stream. So the first question that I saw is, once you're on the extension, do you actually need to put in that you're searching for 3 jobs each week? You still need to answer yes, that you're looking for a job, but I do think that the work search requirement is still waived. With that said, I'm too nervous to not list the jobs. And so I have been putting that I am looking for work each week, and I've been looking at 3 places. I just make a habit on Saturday of going online and looking. Most places are not hiring right now, but it's really easy to just look online and see if somebody's hiring or not, and then you just need to put the website that you're looking at. I'm going to try and move my laptop a little bit to see if I can get better lighting. You guys know I have to do this from my living room floor because it's close to my router. Why is this so? That's a little better. Okay. No more help after the last 6th payment of $300. That is correct. Right now, unless Congress comes up with something else, there's not any more payments scheduled of $300 or any boost for that matter. And it's been a crazy week in terms of whether we're going to get any additional unemployment stimulus. Like, first, Trump tweeted, I think, from the hospital, like, hey, let's get this to work. Let's make a bigger, better package. And then he tweeted that he had instructed them to stop their talks. Then he moved up to $1.8 billion on the entire stimulus package. And Nancy Pelosi still said no. So she doesn't want to do like a partial package. She doesn't want to leave things out. So they're still on negotiations, which are apparently back on now. So that's where we're at with that. So we don't know if we're getting any more help now that the $300 payments have ended. So they are talking about $400 though. That seems to be the amount that they're talking about when they talk about unemployment stimulus. So I'm hoping that that amount goes through. I still want to try and address some of the questions that I saw popping up in the comments before I jumped on the live. And one of them was from Veronica. Veronica is in the situation where her claim year has ended. And so she wants to know if she'll automatically be switched onto one of the extensions. And it gets trickier once your claim year has ended because normally they switch you onto an extension automatically, and they still might if your claim year has expired. But what I would do is I would wait no more than 5 days, 5 business days. I would see if you have any messages in your UI online account regarding the extension, and if you don't, I would call them and ask them what to do. Sometimes you do need to reopen your claim if your benefit year has expired. I hope that that answered that question. I hate when I have to say, and then I would still call. But a lot of times that's the case because I don't know everybody's specific situation. And I know that sometimes when you call, they give conflicting answers as well. But I'm not a professional, and I would hate to say, oh, yeah, you're going to automatically get switched onto the extension. And then that doesn't happen. So when in doubt, call. Okay. Now let's get to some of these newer questions. Jeffrey says, what happens to week 6? I have to scroll up because I just lost the question. What happens to week 6? He called the EDD today and he said that week 6 is not yet approved. Jeffrey, see, here's one of those examples where the EDD does not know what they're talking about. The 6th week is approved. If you guys go on to CaliforniaEDD.com where you go to certify, there's a section that says newsroom. And then from newsroom, you click news release or press release. And in the one that they issued on Thursday, it very clearly says that the sixth payment is approved. And it said that it was starting to go out this coming week. But actually, people have started seeing in their claims history that it says paid. And a couple of people this morning, including Sean L. I don't know if he's here, but Sean L. got paid this morning. Sean L. is like one of my super regular viewers. He's been with me since almost the beginning. And sometimes he seems a little combative, but but he's coming from a good place. So yeah. See, somebody's saying that they got their sixth payment on their EDD card today. So I don't know why they would have told you that the sixth payment wasn't approved. Okay. Nimat says, hello, Shelly. I'm on PUA currently. It expires December 31st, 2020, but I would not have used the full claim balance by then. Well, I just forfeit the leftover balance once the year is over. So here's the deal. Prior to this pandemic, people that were self-employed or didn't have enough money earned to qualify for regular unemployment benefits, they literally got nothing. There was no help for them. So the CARES Act started PUA. And PUA is generally for those people that are self-employed. It's for people that had a job offer, but they had to rescind the job offer before you could even start because businesses closed for the pandemic. Or if you had just started a new job and you didn't have enough regular work history to qualify for unemployment benefits, they put you on PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. And right now, that program is set to expire in December. I can't remember what date exactly, but that program is set to expire in December right now. So yes, if you have not gone through your entire claim balance by the date that program expires, as of right now, you won't have access to it. This is really what I think. And I think this based on research that I've done on what happened during the last recession. And a lot of you guys have heard me talk about the 99ers. So back in 2008, 2009, they actually extended unemployment benefits for up to 99 weeks. So obviously, we're not going to be completely out of the woods of this pandemic by December, probably not even by January. And I don't think that the jobs are going to come back even as fast as they did during that last recession. So I think they're going to realize that, or let's say I hope that they're going to realize that and then extend unemployment. Okay, someone has given me $5 and I thank you very much. You guys don't have to do that. I know we're all on unemployment and that funds are probably tight. So, is there a question attached to this $5? Yes, there is. And this is from Michael Hunt. I'm on my 13-week extension now. Will I receive another extension after? Thank you for everything you do. First of all, you guys are welcome. I'm doing this largely, I started this for my employees because I knew they were going to have questions, but no one was officially working. So I was like, well, I'll just do the research and I'll make videos on what I think they would be asking if someone was in the office to answer their questions. And here we are today. It's helping a lot of you guys out. So, Michael, there is another extension after the 13-week PEUC extension. I'm on that extension as well. And it's looking like I'm still going to be unemployed after 13 weeks. So after the 13-week extension here in California, there's another extension called FedED. Now, to qualify for FedED, during your benefit year, the base award period that they calculated your benefit amount on, you need to make 40 times whatever your weekly benefit amount is. So for me, I make $450. So I multiply that by 40, that gives me $18,000. If during the base period that the EDD calculated my benefit amount for, I made $18,000 or more, then I qualify for FedED. The other requirement, this is an or, it's not both, it's either or. Or let's say your weekly benefit amount, it needs to be 1.5 times your highest quarter. I will follow up with you, Michael, on that, because I know people ask me that the last time, and I always get confused about the 1.5 times your highest quarter. That doesn't make sense. I've got to have that a little backwards. So everybody can contact me on Instagram and be like, hey, Shelly, you spaced out on that question and you should have known the answer. My Instagram is just Shelly's, SHELLYS _ millions, MILLIONS on Instagram. You guys can definitely reach me there. If you don't qualify for Fed ED, you will get a notice that says you don't qualify. And then they're supposed to automatically enroll you into PUA. So when they do that, that does seem to be taking a little bit of time. And even though we just certified that we're unemployed due to COVID for the LWA money, we're probably also going to need to recertify again that the reason we're still unemployed is due to a COVID-19 reason. So the short answer is yes. After the 13-week PEUC extension, there's another available extension called Fed ED. And if for some reason you don't meet the requirements for that, then you will be put automatically onto a PUA claim. But again, the PUA program expires in the month of December unless Congress acts to extend that, which I think and hope that they will, based on how they handled things during the recession in 2008-9. Okay. Thank you for your question and donation, Michael. Okay, let's see here. Veronica got my answer. I'm so happy about that. Okay, Jeffrey, I saw that, Sean. So there is some news that Steve Mnuchin may go up on his bargaining amount. It seems like Nancy Pelosi is just remaining firm at 2.2 trillion, and the Republicans and Trump keep coming up and up and up. So the Republicans are up to 1.9 trillion. So we're definitely getting closer on reaching an unemployment and regular stimulus deal. Here's the thing, Sean, and I don't know if you can answer this. This is what I'm wondering. That still has to be put to a vote. So even if Steve Mnuchin says, okay, fine, we'll go to 1.9 trillion, and if Nancy Pelosi would agree to that, doesn't it still need to be voted on by both the House and the Senate? And it's my understanding that the House, they really want a $2.2 trillion deal. I feel like they would pass it maybe at 1.9 million if Nancy puts it to a vote. But a lot of the Republicans in the Senate are not about giving us that extra money. So even if Steve Mnuchin puts that to, or it would be Mitch McConnell that would put it to a vote, right? Even if Mitch McConnell sends that to get voted on in the Senate, is it going to pass the Senate? That's what I'm concerned about. Because I know that the last time when they came out with what was called their skinny bill, like they were having trouble getting the Republicans to agree and be on board with that. So are they really going to be on board with a $1.9 trillion package? Is it going to pass, or is that going to be dead on the floor and it never even moves across Trump's desk for him to get a chance to sign it? I don't know. Okay. But anyway, they're still talking, and that's good. Last time I was a little bit more certain that they would agree on something before the election, but every day that passes, I'm a little bit less certain about that. I thought that both sides would want to try and woo the voters and, show us that, ooh, they're the ones that really care about us. And that has not worked out how I thought it was going to. Okay, Antonio Cruz says, Hey, Shelly, so I went to have zero balance last week. I should still be able to get the sixth payment from 9/5, right? Or no? Right. These are all retroactive payments. So if you got even $1 in benefits from the California EDD, and that would only be because you had taxes taken out or you worked that brought it all the way down to the dollar. Otherwise, you do still need to have a weekly benefit amount above $100. You will qualify for that $300 retroactive LWA payment for the week ending September 5th. So, yes, you should be getting that payment. You guys, I'm so bad. I was getting ready for this live and I haven't checked to see if my sixth payment says paid yet or not. I definitely have not got it on my Bank of America debit card yet. Okay, let's see. Do I know anything about the frozen account timeline? I don't. I know what the EDD is saying, but I don't know if that's true because a lot of times the EDD says one thing and then that's not what happens. So a lot of people had their EDD Bank of America accounts frozen. You guys are still able to certify, and please, please continue to certify even if you have a frozen account. But they're saying it's going to take 7 to 14 days to clear up. But this is when they freeze your account, it's because they need to verify your identity. And this was like the big issue way back from March when all the heavy amount of claims started coming in. And I had two of my employees have to verify their ID, and it took both of them about 9 to 10 weeks to clear up. What is supposed to happen is they just implemented the ID.me feature online, and that's what's supposed to speed it up to 7 to 14 days. So fingers crossed that they're telling the truth on that and that that's the maximum amount of time it will take. Somebody else donated, and I really appreciate that. Let me see what your question is. Felicia, thank you for your donation. And again, we're all on unemployment, so you really don't have to do that, but I certainly appreciate it. Her question is, do you think we will get 600 or 400 extra benefits back or even anything at this point? Because I'm barely making it at this point. She sends a laughing, crying face, so I'm laughing, but that is not funny. She says she loves my videos. Thank you so, so much. I don't think they'll go back up to that $600 amount. The amount that they seem to be talking about is $400. And Sean L. corrected me last time. I said that that should be retroactive to when LWA ended, but it's back and forth a little bit. Some of them want to put about the Senate, which is mostly Republicans, they want to have a 1 week gap in between when the LWA benefits ended and when they start again. So I don't think Nancy Pelosi's on board with that, but that is the last thing that I heard about the Senate is that I want to say they want to start at the 12th. I'm not sure if that's a whole week after. Yeah. So the last one's ended the 5th. Yeah. So they want to start at the 12th. I don't know why they want to leave that 1 week gap in there, but that is what they were talking about. So it should be retroactive, but I'm not positive. Well, I'm not positive they're going to come to a deal. I'm still hopeful that they will. And what they seem to be talking about is $400 extra in benefits that would be retroactive, but I'm less certain about what date that would be retroactive to. I do also think that even if they don't come to an agreement before the election, that they will come to some sort of agreement after the election. I think it's more likely that the benefit would be more generous if Biden was elected than if Trump was elected, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know what the heck those politicians are doing, quite honestly, and it's so frustrating. And I know a lot of people are barely making it at this point. I don't know if this is going to be totally like off the wall or out of left field, but I know that the biggest thing that everybody is struggling with that I've heard about is rent. And you would want to be careful if you do this, but like some people will pay to sleep on your living room couch. You really, really want to be careful and screen people and all of that. But especially here in Los Angeles, it's so hard to find like an affordable house or apartment or whatever that people will literally pay to sleep on your couch. But again, you want to keep your safety in mind first, but that may be an option. Or like, man, some people put bunk beds in a bedroom and they share an actual bedroom. That, like, I just feel like the EDD and our politicians are failing us, and we're going to have to get really, really creative with how we make ends meet. I still need to list some of my glasses on eBay. Okay, I'm just rambling. Let me answer another question. Michael thanked me for answering his question. He's very welcome. All of you guys I just appreciate you guys so much. You guys have been really, really nice to me. I was nervous about making videos online, and everybody's been just really kind. So thank you. Let's see here. Sunny Sue asked how long it takes to verify your identity with EDD. So that's supposed to be 7 to 14 days now. In the past, that people were waiting up to like 9 weeks. Some people, I think there's some people still that have not had their claims cleared up from March. Oh, Xavier Boy is telling me that Xavier Boys 8 is telling me that there's 53 Republicans and they only need 20 and they have 14 on board. So that's pretty good. Little Rambo gives me the thumbs up, so I'll give him the thumbs up as well. Priscilla wants to know if her claim started on 9/13/2020, does she still qualify for the 300? I don't think so. So in your claim history, you would need to have the week ending 9/5. That's the last week it was available. So if your claim started 9/13, you probably didn't even certify until about, well, like that would actually be 14 days after that. So that would be the 27th, somewhere around there that you certified. And that would be for the week ending, or I guess you would certify the 28th for the week ending 27th. Anyway, you have to have the week ending September 5th in your claim history in order to get the extra $300. Brian says he still doesn't have the extra 300. Brian, you don't have any of the extra 300s or just like your fourth, fifth, or sixth payment? I don't have my sixth payment either. And there are still some people waiting on payment 4 or 5, which the EDD said that they would have completed by this week. And then they tweeted this morning that they're still working on those payments. So there are still some people who haven't received payment 4 or 5 or 6 that the EDD is wrapping up with, and I myself have not received my $300 payment. Jeffrey wants to know what happens to your claim if you take a vacation out of the country for a few months. What countries are letting us in? Because I want to go. I think maybe Mexico. You just need, if you have access to the internet, you just certify, and that's that. Oh, but it asks you if you were looking for work. Look for work out of the country. Be willing to come back if you actually find a job offer. Just look online. Some people will even give you like an interview from home or from your hotel room or from wherever you are. I do recommend still looking for work. How do you have money to vacation right now? I'm envious. No, anyway, you can certify from anywhere and they can load those funds onto the EDD debit card from anywhere. But you do need to look for jobs, or at least say you're looking for jobs, because it actually says that that requirement is waived. I just always look for jobs. So, take a break one day from your vacation, look for a couple jobs, apply for those, or even you can go on the website. Some of them are not hiring. Some of them are not going to have positions. You just need to check for jobs. So, I recommend that anyway. Maybe we will all find a better opportunity than what we had before the pandemic. Let's see here. Felicia gave me a big heart. And again, Felicia, I thank you so much for your donation. That was awesome. And again, you guys don't have to do that. when you do that, it does pop your question like up. It shows that you guys made a donation, and then it pops your question up at top. And some of you guys that have joined me on these live streams before, you guys know I get a little distracted with the comments on the side. So that definitely pops it up there so that I don't miss it. And I'll try and get to everybody's questions. But again, again, I'm not the greatest at multitasking. uh Terry White says that they need to stop. Who's they? The politicians? They need to stop and help us? That's what I think. Also, there used to be somebody named Terry White that worked at the company that I'm furloughed from. So, hello, if that is you. If that's not you, I associate your name with somebody that I like and respect very much. So, cool name. Are you a female or a male? Because the Terry that I knew was female. Anyway, Sean L says vacations have no effect on unemployment, except for even though supposedly it's waived, they want us to look for work. So if you're on vacation and you're out of state, that might be a little tricky to actually start work if you got an offer. But maybe you can work remote. Maybe you can work while you're on vacation. Am I like totally sick to think about working on vacation? I think that's like an American quality. Wait, Adrian says question, but I don't know what Adrian's question is. Trump won't win without this deal. That's what I think too. He's doing makes sense to me. Like I didn't get the thing with like freaking people out about putting their ballot in the mail. Like a lot of his voters are senior citizens. I mean, there's like whatever. He has a lot of voters, but a lot of them are older. And why would you ask your older voters to like it's going to be November, it's going to be cold in a lot of places. Like why would you ask your older voters to risk going out in the middle of a pandemic to vote in person? Like why wouldn't you encourage them to vote by mail? Like I totally don't get it. Um Let's see here. G Empire asked if I got my sixth payment. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, I think I'm like way ahead in the here, let me hit the down button. Oh, $20 an hour to do something with cannabis. I'm not a big cannabis person, but my roommate is, and they're still working, but they've thought about doing that on the weekends, like working at a dispensary. Self-employed don't have to look for work. I think actually the requirement to look for work is waived for everyone. You just have to answer yes to the question that you're looking for work. Otherwise, your claim kind of like gets hit on pending. Axel is saying to hit the like button on this video, everybody. And of course, please hit the like button. I think that helps the channel when you guys do that. And I mean, like, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, whether you hit the like button or not, but I do love it when you hit that thumbs up. Also, like if you guys are wondering why YouTubers are like hit the notification bell, it's because like before I started doing YouTube, I didn't realize that that was separate from the subscriptions, and I just learned like a day ago that you guys don't even get all of the notifications unless you specifically select all. Like I guess it defaults to like it tries to figure out which of my videos you guys might want to watch, and it doesn't always give you a notification on all of them. All right. You really need money. That's the gig. How bad do you want money? What? Oh, wait. Wait, I don't know what that's in regards to. Okay. Your balance ID is 0. How can you fix it? So Carter is asking me how to fix it when his claim balance or her balance is 0. And how do you fix it? So when you first run out of unemployment benefits, like your initial claim balance goes to 0, it stays like that even once they automatically enroll you onto the 13-week PEUC extension. And I can't remember if it changes right before you certify on your next 2-week cycle or right after you certify for your next 2-week cycle. But it's going to stay at 0 for the next 2 weeks until you certify again. But the switch to the 13-week extension is automatic. And once you certify, for sure, after you certify, you'll see the claim balance reload to 13 weeks. And then as soon as it goes from pending to paid, it'll drop by the 2 weeks you just certified. Oh, cannabis trimming. You know, I also have a friend up north that does that. They have like farmland, but a lot of it burned. I asked her if it smelled like weed up north. She said no. She was annoyed with me, but I asked. I'm going to drink some coffee. What happens Gloria wants to know what happens after the 13-week extension. If you qualify and you're in California, there's another 20-week extension called Fed ED. If for some reason you don't qualify for Fed ED, because not everyone does, they're supposed to automatically switch you onto a PEUC claim, where you may need to certify again that the reason why you're currently unemployed is due to a COVID-19 related reason. Gabriel wants to know when and if they do give us the stimulus package, how many weeks do they owe us retroactive? So I touched on this a little bit earlier. They haven't confirmed, first of all, they haven't confirmed that there will be a stimulus package. And there's some debate. I think the House wants it to be retroactive all the way to when the LWA payments ended, and those ended on September 5th. So the House wants it to be retroactive starting September 6th. The Senate wants to pause a week and start at, I think it's September 12th. So if that passes, it looks like what they're talking about is $400, and it would either be retroactive to the week starting September 6th or the week starting September 12th or ending September 12th, whatever the 1 week after the LWA payments ended. 5 weeks now, 4 or 5 weeks. AM says that they just withdrew the $300 from their debit card because they got paid their 6th week last night. So that is awesome. I am so glad for everybody that got their 6th payment. Yay! And Axel says that they see their 6th payment in their claims history for 9/5. Behind the monitor says hello. Blue-eyed girl says, when did you last certify? Oh no, that's Darcy asking Blue-eyed girl when she last certified. I'm supposed to certify today, guys, but I have not done it yet. But you weren't asking me. Not knowing what their job is and getting paid, so for not knowing what the job are. What? Didn't ED announce a 20-week extension? Yes, correct. 13 weeks plus 7 weeks. That's how they're rolling out the Fed ED program. Not everyone qualifies for that though. And yeah, they're doing it as 13 weeks plus 7 weeks. So I think, and that's after the 13-week PEUC extension. So what I think with Fed ED is they'll first load that 13-week claim balance onto your card, or onto your, not onto your card, but onto your like homepage so that you can see that new claim balance. And then if you're still unemployed after those 13 weeks, that's when they would add the additional 7 weeks. The $300 starts Monday. Some people have, yeah, boy, B. Some people have started getting the $300 extension already, and that will be the last payment. But yeah, the EDD said it was going to go out next week, which to me means Monday. But a lot of people have actually already gotten paid. And if you have not actually like officially gotten paid and like had the money loaded onto your EDD debit card, a lot of people are seeing it in their claims history. Heidi, hi, miss you. Love you, Heidi. Heidi and I used to work together, and hopefully we'll be working together soon, but we are still furloughed, and they just booted us off our health insurance, so that's fun. Oh, Ver's here. Yeah, Ver and I are in a mentorship. Graham Stephan is amazing with money. And he's also like, he's got 2 million subscribers on YouTube. So we both go to him for financial and YouTube advice. And so if you haven't checked out, Ver has a channel also, Ver Star, who was on Millennial Money because he's making good money decisions as well. He has a channel. So if you guys want, go check out Ver's channel. He's kind of awesome, and he has a little bit of everything, like some money stuff. He does some gaming. He does some birthday shout outs to his family, but they're fun. Verstar, wait for it. Millennial Money. That's like a thing that Graham Stephan likes to say. I can't wait till, I'm too old to be on Millennial Money, so I want to be on Gen Z Money. Although I'm always trying to tell my coworkers that I'm still a millennial. I'm just babbling. I'm sorry. I'll try and get to your questions in a second. But I always try and tell my coworkers that I'm a millennial. I was born in 77, and I think millennials started in 81. But like, if you that's 4 years. So if you round down, I would be a millennial, right? Um, all right. I know Graham Stephan's moving to Vegas. What a jerk. Because Vera and I wanted to like do a meetup, but we can't do a meetup. He has like a lot of followers here in Los Angeles, but we can't do a meetup because of COVID. Okay. Gen X. No, I want to be a millennial. I want to be young forever. That's not possible. Um, okay. Jade's World wants to know if they qualify if they make 16,000 for Fed ED. How much is your weekly benefit amount, Jade's World? Because you need to take your weekly benefit amount and multiply that by 40. And if that is more than 16,000, then you will qualify for Fed ED. Hey, Ver and everybody, if you have not already, please smash that like button, destroy it. That's also a Graham Stephan thing. Wow, you guys all know about Graham Stephan. That makes me so happy because eventually when EDD is done, I hope to talk about money and making good financial decisions. I'm an elder millennial. Okay, I'm still a millennial, so I'll take that. I'll take that. I don't like the word I'm like elder. Okay. D says, hello, I tried to do this PUA today. Where would I find my quarter amount of pay? So on your original award letter, they break down 4 quarters. So that's where your quarterly pay is. But you said PUA, and you don't need to know that for your PUA, I don't think. I'm not sure. PUA should be for anybody that doesn't qualify for regular unemployment. Yeah, Graham's doing it for tax purposes. Must be nice to make as much money as Graham. I don't know. I feel mixed about that. I love California. I think he does too. And I think he makes enough money that he can pay those taxes. And like our taxes go towards things like filling the potholes by where I live and schools. And so now they don't have that money to use for those programs. We pay a lot in taxes because we have so many residents living here that need things like, I don't know, unemployment benefits. I think usually that is partially state funded. Felicia says, do I plan to go to my original job or jobs you're applying to now or YouTube? I would love to make YouTube work. Right now, it does not make enough money that I could make it work. And I still need things like this is a horrible laptop. I do these from my living room floor because I have to sit like literally 2 inches from my router. Like I can pick it up right now. Hello, router. So I would like to like buy a decent laptop and like improve some things. But I would love, love, love if I could get YouTube to work. Right now, it's not generating enough income to do that. I would love to go back to my old job. I worked there for 25 years. Like every time I see somebody pop into the live streams that I used to work with, like it just makes my little heart fill with joy. Like I think of them as family. I now kind of think of you guys as family. Like I like get attached to people. I've worked there 25 years. I would love it to go back to my old job and to continue doing YouTube, but I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if that's possible. Like I don't know. I've done it 25 years and now I don't know what I'm going to do. I would love to work for Tesla or SpaceX. And what else do I love? I love money. So I am thinking about maybe being a tax preparer because that kind of seems like a pretty recession-proof job. And you guys, I'm a little bit nosy, and obviously I wouldn't be able to discuss people's taxes that I was doing, but I could like see where all their money goes and how much they were making and everything. And like, so I think that would be cool. And I think it's a recession-proof job. Okay. Oh, Heidi says I'm the best. Thank you, Heidi. So I'm goofy boss though. Sometimes I'm not the serious one. Some people prefer a more serious, like strict, rigid boss. That's not me. We have one of those though, so like we balance each other out. Okay. Gloria is answering someone else's question saying that it's true. I have not received my 6th payment yet. I like want to check kind of, but I can't like check. I can't multitask. Don't tell anybody because that might make them not want to hire me in the future. I'm going to say that I can multitask. But anyway, then I can't answer your questions. Gabriella is asking, if we don't qualify for Fed ED, we qualify for something else. Yes, you would. You would qualify for PUA, and they're supposed to automatically put you on that. But if it doesn't happen within like a week or two, I would do what I hate to advise you guys to do, but I would call and I would just say, hey, I just got my letter. You'll get a letter either telling you that you're approved for Fed ED or that you were denied Fed ED. So if you get a letter saying that you're denied for Fed ED, maybe go ahead and just give them a call when you get that letter and just say, hey, I understand that you're supposed to automatically switch me on to PUA. Is there anything that I need to do in order to help speed that along? When should I be expecting to be switched on to PUA? They may still send you an additional self-certification that you need to complete in order to certify that the reason why you're currently unemployed is due to a COVID-19 reason. Yeah, I can definitely multitask. Can't. Even my mom makes fun of me about that. Extensions are automatically filed. They're supposed to be, but some people, when they get denied Fed ED, are having issues surrounding that. So I don't know why that is. After all the extensions, including Fed ED, can you sign up for PUA? So here's the thing, PUA kind of expires as it currently stands, and I do think that this will change. I think they're going to have to change it, but PUA is set to expire in December. And that so far, I've not heard of anyone that got approved for Fed ED. Like 20 weeks is a long time. So that's almost half a year. So third of a year. Anyway, I haven't heard of anyone that's going to run out of Fed ED that 20 weeks before December. So if you ran out of Fed ED before December, you could potentially go onto PUA, but the PUA claims are set to expire in December. Blue-eyed female says she just took a course on Coursera and was certified to work as a contact tracer for COVID-19. Oh, that's interesting. You can work remotely for most positions. Coursera to be a contact tracer for COVID-19. That's something that when we reopen, we might have to do. So contact tracing, like I had to do this. I went to eat inside of a restaurant and me and my friend went and they took her name and I thought, oh, well, they just don't have the proper tables because they have to space us all 6 feet apart. So they're just going to call her when a table opens up and they don't want us huddled right here. So they're just going to take her name and number and give her a call. And then they looked at me and they were like, what's your name and number? And I was like, why? She just gave you hers. And I was like, oh, this is for contact tracing. So contact tracing would be like if the chef at that restaurant turned out that he had COVID-19 and then we ate there, they would call us and tell us, hey, you guys need to self-quarantine for 14 days because you just ate at a restaurant that one of the workers had COVID-19. So that's what they do. That seems promising. I'm curious what that pays. Vanessa was watching a video by Jenny Silver, and she said that you don't even have to fill out the page that asks you. You could totally skip that and be fine. That's what I've heard as well. Like, I'm a nervous Nelly, and since I'm not like a professional, I also kind of think that even though I'm furloughed, Heidi, if you're still watching, don't tell. But like, if I found something better, I would jump ship because we've been furloughed for like 7 months now. So if I found something better, I think I would jump ship, even though I love that company and I've been there 25 years. We're also a business that's traditionally open late. I could potentially work a 9 to 5 job and still work at the job I love and somehow maybe still manage YouTube. I don't know about that. I just look for work anyway, even though that requirement is supposed to be waived. Somebody's saying that I'm only seeing part of a question from Luis that nothing's negative shows on their end. Is that okay? Is that in regards to People's Bank of America EDD debit cards showing a negative account balance. That was happening, and it is just supposed to be a glitch on their end. Carissa asks, did the $300 bonus in California end already? Yes. All the payments that we're getting are retroactive, and those are for weeks ending 9/5. Heidi is still watching. Heidi and I work together, and so she would be the one that would be like, yeah, don't worry about it. Shelly said she's jumping ship if she finds something better. And she can definitely multitask. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. So yeah, Carissa, the $300 bonus has ended until Congress potentially votes on something else. Somebody only gets $200 every 2 weeks, and on their account it says they were getting 4 for all of August. What does that mean? Like 400 or 4 payments? I'm not sure what that means. Think Blue 68. What is an insufficient wage claim? I think that I'm not 100% sure. I think if you have an insufficient wage claim, that means they're going to put you on PUA. It means that you didn't work at the job long enough. You don't have enough wage. You have insufficient wage history to qualify you for a traditional unemployment claim. So that should mean you would qualify for a PUA claim. That normally happens if you haven't been working for very many months at a new job and you didn't have a job prior to that, or you had a job but you weren't working very many hours there, and so there wasn't like enough wage history. I believe that's what it means. What about Georgia? Chris, what about Georgia? I have family there. Are you asking about the LWA payments? I can multitask enough. A really good site to find out about LWA payments is unemploymentpua.com, and that kind of lets you know about the payments. Jack is saying California is still waiting for the 6th payment. Some Californians are, but some Californians actually got their payment and it's actually been loaded onto their EDD debit cards. Shelly, a thoughty. You don't know. What's the end date for the 300? Farshid, that is, I hope I said your name right. That end date is in the past. That is September 5th. So for Georgia, lost wages assistance, which I think is what you're asking about. I read better with no glasses. I see far with no glasses, and I think I look weird with no glasses. So for Georgia, $300. So it looks like Georgia has issued all 6 of their $300 LWA payments. It looks like the pay date was supposed to be September 11th. I don't know if they're still in the process of doing that. For everybody, every state, regardless of what state you're in, the most payments any state got was 6. And those are all retroactive to the week ending September 5th. So that program is done until Congress comes up with something. If you exhausted your PUA benefits, do you automatically get an extension? There's a graphic that I'm going to pull up. I'll be making a video on it soon, kind of about that flow of extensions. PUA actually doesn't get a traditional extension. They've just extended the number of weeks that you can receive PUA to 49 weeks. So anyone on a PUA claim, you can get a maximum of 49 weeks of benefits, but that whole program expires in December. Heidi, who I work with, so in theory, like we're certifying and on the same schedule, she just said that she got her 6th $300 LWA payment and it's on her card. So yay, Heidi, I'm excited. I'll be even more excited when Congress gets off their patooties and agrees on something. If you guys are just joining this live stream, hello, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And if you could destroy that like button for me, I would love it. John says his claim says disqualified, but he's on PUA. Can I appeal? Yes, I believe you can appeal. And it's my understanding that the reason why people are getting that disqualified message is because they need to verify their ID. Thank you for saying I look good with or without the glasses. do you have to file a new claim next year? It is my understanding that unless it says on extension, like you're kind of midway through an extension, that once your benefit year ends or your claim year ends, that you do need to file a new extension. But let's say you were midway through the 20-week Fed ED extension, when your benefit year should have expired. In that case, if you're mid-extension, I don't think you need to open a new claim. And or if Congress comes up with something else that replaces this or extends this, you might not as well. Guys, I have about 10 more minutes. I have to go. One of my friends that is in my little COVID pod, so it's somebody that I'm regularly seeing outside of my roommate, but they're seeing not very many people. And we're going to mask it up, of course, since we're going to be out. But she is moving out of state, like Graham Stephan. She's going to New Mexico. And so we're going to go send her off. So I've got just over 10 minutes. I'm doing the Lord's work. I got a Dracula. I don't know. It's not the Lord's work. I'm doing the EDD's work, I think. Mark Anthony says he has not received $300 at all from New York. What can you do for that? Call them and find out. Let me double check what it says on unemployment PUA for New York. New York says they've paid all 6 and that it went out on 9/17. I would call them. Andrew says, would you be okay with something as low as $300 a week for the FPUC? Is that too low? Something is better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, that is true. Something is better than nothing. I am very fortunate. I have a roommate that has been employed through this pandemic. They're helping me. I'm helping my mom renovate her trailer myself. But like, I think if my mom is not in a position to give me money, I'm actually giving her money to fix the trailer. But I think if I was like, Mom, I'm making payments on a house that I bought here in Los Angeles off of a little manager salary in what is essentially retail. It's a very, very small house, 638 square feet. That's the whole house. But my mom would potentially like move in with me. She doesn't really want to, but it's probably getting kind of close to that time where maybe she should. So if I was not able to pay my mortgage, I think that my roommate would help me out, and I think I could convince my mom to move in with me. I don't know if I would like my mom to live with me, but it might be time anyway. So I bought my house and it's Culver City adjacent. So it's a little bit, still up and coming. I absolutely love it. I lived in an apartment half a block from where I bought my house. Very small houses. We're all right on top of each other. That's why, like, if someone's dog's barking, you can hear it. If my neighbor's doing their yard, you can definitely hear it. We have the ghetto birds. It's graffiti on the garage next door, but this is home, and I don't want to leave. And I love this house. I got very lucky during the last economic downturn, and I bought the house for $130,000. So just extremely, extremely fortunate on that. I'm going to make a video on that one day. I don't think the American dream is dead. I don't want any of you watching this to give up hope. I want you to remain hopeful through all this. And Freddie is saying, once COVID is done, we should all do Starbucks. Totally, but Graham Stephan would not approve of Starbucks. We should make 20-cent iced coffee and bring it to like a park somewhere and just like do a meet and greet. I would love that, actually. Heidi, I don't need to meet and greet you, but you're welcome to come along. I already know Heidi, but yes, once COVID's over, I would love to like get together without spending money on Starbucks. Do it cheap. 20-cent iced coffee, Graham Stephan says, or 31-cent iced matcha, green tea matcha. It's EDD. We should all be nervous. Totally. House but 638 square feet that I'm now thinking about cramming 3 people into. Oh, I don't know. It's technically 2 bedrooms. They're very tiny. I have to squeeze in when I go between my bed and the closet to like get into bed. I'm totally you guys are all welcome for the live chat. You can build an ADU. I can't because my lot is 21 100 square feet, the whole lot. So like there's no backyard, there's like back concrete. There's no room for an ADU. I would love that. That would be so amazing. But I can't do it. And my garage is not like in a way that I could make that a legal ADU either, because I've thought about that as well. There's like no way a car could humanly fit in my garage, but whatever. Can you, FYI, EDD can validate you for 1 week to zero your account. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, Culver City. I did not go to Francis. I did not go to Culver City High. I grew up in Pasadena. So I missed all of my school here in West Los Angeles, and I went to community college at Citrus Community College in Glendora. Chris says, hi, I'm new here. So is the $300 a week being extended? No, not right now. Congress is still on their big bums deciding whether they're going to give us anything. What's on the table right now does seem to be $400 retroactive, hopefully to the week the LWA program ends. Jay Bunny says, Go China is her favorite restaurant in Pasadena. Go check it out. I will note that and check it out. I have not been there. I do still sometimes visit Pasadena. I still have the ice skating rink. It amazes me how much the mall across the street has changed. That used to be a Broadway in there. Now it's like the Paseo Pasadena, and it's all fancy. After, do I get extended for another 13 weeks? You're on Fed ED. So, John Smith, there is a thing. I didn't want to talk about this because this is not confirmed yet. So, Fed ED, that program kicks in when the federal, nationally, unemployment is above 6%, or a state's unemployment level is above 5%. I might have that backwards. 5% national. Anyway, that's what triggers Fed ED to kick on, or extended benefits EB to kick on. So if your 20-week Fed ED extension has expired, and Fed ED they're rolling out, even though it's 20 weeks, they give you an additional 13 weeks after PEUC, and then they add on 7 more weeks after that. So if you've only gone through your first 13 weeks on Fed ED, they're going to bump that up by 7 more weeks for Fed ED. And then there is talk that California has requested an additional 20 weeks on top of the 20 weeks, on top of the 13 weeks, to extend Fed ED. And that's why I've made a couple of videos and talk about the 99ers, because back in 2008, 2009, the last Great Recession, they actually did extend unemployment benefits for up to 99 weeks. And I think they're going to have to do that for us again until they get this pandemic under control. So sick of the pandemic, just want to get back to my life and go back to work. A lot of people do, but I want to be safe too. And I have to be honest, Heidi, if she's still watching, can vouch for this. Even when this pandemic was first starting and all they were really telling us to do is wash your hands for 20 seconds, I cannot tell you how many women that I saw walk out of our restrooms, and we have like probably 8 to 12 stalls in the restroom. So it's like heavy traffic restroom. I cannot tell you how many people I saw just walk straight out of those bathrooms, touch the door to open it, and go on about their business. So I want to go back to work too, but like, I don't want to touch the door after someone touched it after using the bathroom and didn't wash their hands for 20 seconds. Chris got the 13 weeks, but he's ready to go back to work. I'm ready to, and I will wash my own hands. I'll sanitize them. Freddie G kicks the door. That's a good thing. I normally like grab a paper towel and then like touch the handle with the paper towel, and then we have a trash can on the outside of the door too. And I just drop that right in the trash can. Tesla and SpaceX. What? Twinsies. If you get in, get me in. Take me with you. Somebody's in PUA and they didn't see any new questions on COVID related unemployment. They're supposed to be asked. I thought they were going to ask those 7 questions like every week now. Is the Fed ED the $600 one? No, Fed ED just extends your base weekly benefit amount. So whatever your weekly benefit amount is, that's what that extends that by. So my weekly benefit amount is $450 a week. So if we're not back to work by the time I need the Fed ED extension, that would just mean I would continue to get $450 a week. There's no boost. So if your weekly benefit amount in California, tell me what sense this makes. $40 is the minimum weekly benefit amount that someone can receive. So if your weekly benefit amount was $40 a week, it would just extend that $40 a week for 20 more weeks. Manuel says I have to go. So Manuel's question is going to be the last question. He says his first extension expired. What to do next? He was told that he's out. So Manuel, what you are going to do is wait to get a letter in the mail saying if you are approved or denied for Fed ED. If you get a letter saying that you were denied for Fed ED, they should automatically enroll you onto a PEUC claim. If for some reason you don't get any information about that, in about 2 weeks, I would give them a call and say, hey, I would just receive my letter saying I was denied Fed ED. Is there anything I need to do? Because I was told that I would automatically be enrolled into PUA. Uh-oh, somebody's leaving angry faces and poop. I do need to go, but let me make sure you're on a price extension and you're finished. You got denied Fed ED and you called ED and that they told that you have to appeal. So I think you would only need to appeal if you wanted to still try and get Fed ED. I don't think you can really appeal Fed ED. Just say, hey, I thought you were supposed to automatically enroll me in PUA. And again, I'm going to be making a video on that shortly. And there's like a little infographic that I'll be putting up that's really, really helpful about that. Sixth payment in California has already started going out to a lot of people. Should be there soon. Okay. I really have to go. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. Thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate all of you so much. And I'll try and look through the comments and make sure that I try to get to anything that I didn't answer on this live. And thanks for watching Shelly's Millions. I could definitely multitask. I'll see you next time, which will be tomorrow. Bye. You're welcome, everyone. I appreciate all of you as well. I never know how to end these things. I found it now, though. Still figuring out how to end it.